Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be discussing about population characteristics, the age structure, natality and mortality. I have talked about the population size and density and also population dispersion in another video that I'll put the link in the I button. You can check that out from there. And without wasting any time, let's get started. So the first characteristic that we'll talk about today is age structure of the population. Let us see what it actually means. So it is the proportion of individuals of each age group, right? The population is divided into various age groups. So proportion of that of individuals in a population is known as the age structure of that population. So the age groups are basically divided into three categories. They are, the first one is pre-reproductive age, when the person is reproductively inactive and it is from the age 0 to 14 years. Then it is the reproductive age when the person is able to reproduce, so it is from 15 to 64 years, right? And the last one is the post reproductive age, when the person is dependent on somebody else, and it is also known as the dependent age. So it is from 65 years and above, right? Whatever the age the person lives up to. So these are the three basic ecological ages about which the proportions are given, and hence the age structure is calculated or age structure is given. Now the age structure is represented in the form of age pyramids. What is a age pyramid? It is the model representing geometrically the age structure of the population. So it is the geometrical representation of the age structure of the population. It is basically of three types. The first one is with a broad base, the pyramid with broad base. The base always has the pre-reproductive individuals, then reproductive, and then post-reproductive. So least number is of post-reproductive, then reproductive, and maximum number there are pre-reproductive individuals. So high percentage of young individuals, that is pre-reproductive individuals, and then there is high birth rate. When the people are born, they are directly entering into the pre-reproductive age group. And the example is yeast and housefly. Yeast and housefly shows this type of age pyramid. The second type is the bell-shaped pyramid, in which it is a stationary or stable type of population, because the reproductive, pre-reproductive and reproductive age group have almost the equal numbers, right? The young and middle-aged are almost equal. Now the third type is with a narrow base, the pyramid with narrow base, because the pre-reproductive age group people are less in number than the other two age groups. It is urn shaped, you can see the shape here, right? It is urn shaped, and also the population is declining as the number of pre-reproductive individuals are lesser in number than the reproductive individuals. Middle and old age individuals are more than young people, right? So these are the three types of age structures. First one was the pyramid with broad base, then pyramid with narrow base, and also the bell shaped pyramid. Always remember their shapes, that is, this is bell shaped, this is urn shaped, and that is kind of a pyramid, triangular in shape, right? So these are the three age structure pyramids. Now the second characteristic is the natality. What does natality mean? It refers to the number of organisms born per unit time. So say we are taking the time of 1 year. So number of individuals of the species that are born in 1 year will be known, that will be known as the natality of that population. It is basically of two types. The first one is maximum natality, also known as absolute or potential natality. Please remember the names very carefully. The other names that are given to the terms, right? It occurs when species exist under ideal ecological and genetic conditions. As you can see here, these are the ideal conditions. So they do not actually happen in the ecosystem or the environment. So it is kind of a thing that we can imagine. If there are ideal ecological and genetic conditions, whatever the number of organisms or individuals that will be born in a population will actually be the maximum natality. Also, this is constant for a population, because we are saying that the environment is not changing, nothing is happening in the environment, it is constant. So the number of maximum natality will also be constant. Next one is the ecological natality. It is also known as realized natality, right? And population increase under an actual existing specific condition. So if there are actual conditions, that means they will vary with time, they will vary with environment, right? So the population is also not constant because the conditions are varying, the conditions are different. So the population natality is also not constant, as it varies with the size of the population. How does it vary with the size of the population? Because if the number of individuals in the reproductive age group are more, so the number of individuals that will be born in the population will also be more. If the number of individuals in the reproductive age group are less in number, so the number of individuals that are born in the population will also be less in number. So it depends on the size of the population, as well as with time, because with time the conditions will vary and hence the ecological natality will also vary. It is not constant, it will not be constant, right? So I hope you have understood the concept of ecological natality as well as the natality, that is maximum natality. Now we'll move to the fifth characteristic of population, that is mortality. What does mortality mean? Mortality refers to the number of deaths. In natality, we have talked about the number of births. Here we are talking about the number of deaths in population per unit time. The definition is same. The only difference is of death or birth. Now it is also of two types. The first one is the minimum mortality, right? It is also known as specific or potential mortality, same as maximum natality. Loss of individuals under ideal or non-limiting conditions which are actually not present, right? You need to remember this, which are actually not present, because non-limiting conditions are never there, because resources are limiting, the food is limited, the space is limited, other resources are also limited. So this happens in the non-limiting conditions. This is an ideal condition that we imagine, and it is constant for a population, as there is no change in the environment, there is no change in the conditions, so it is constant for a population. Next is the ecological mortality. It is also known as realized mortality. Death of individuals of a population under existing environmental conditions, that is the actual conditions that vary with time, and hence the the ecological mortality is never constant because of the varying environmental conditions. Now the maximum mortality occurs at egg, larval, seedling stage or old age. Why this happens? Because as you must have heard about the frogs, they are laying a lot of eggs, like in hundreds or thousands they are laying eggs, but the number of individuals that are actually developing into frogs, the number of eggs that are developed into frogs are very less, because they are laying eggs outside their body, right? External fertilization is happening and hence they can be killed because of the environment or because of other animals. They can be eaten by fishes. So the maximum mortality occurs at the egg or larval or seedling stage, because they are prone to die due to the environmental conditions, or in old age because the immunity of that person or animal is lesser at that time, and hence it can be affected by the environmental changes. So this was about the ecological mortality and minimum mortality. Remember the terms, because in case of natality we are taking maximum natality, right? And in case of mortality we are taking minimum mortality. I hope you have understood the concept. If you have liked the content, do hit the like button. Also share this video with your friends whoever are preparing for the examination. Comment down below your feedback or any question that you have, and also subscribe to the channel to never miss any informative video like this. Thank you so much.